If only Mannheim allowed us to keep using that puller that used to pull our cars in, I would have been gone 30-40 minutes ago. All I can say is wish me luck. Let's get the rest of them in. 7 out of the 8 cars that I picked up each had either 1 or 2 damages on it. Today is a Sunday. Yes, we're leaving on the road on a Sunday. This happens once in a blue moon. I usually never leave on a Sunday, but today I have to leave on a Sunday. The truck is started up, it's ready to go. We're gonna be headed to Mount Juliet, Tennessee. We got a heavier load on the truck today. Got a couple Explorers, a couple Escapes. Well, yeah, last thing to do before I leave, check the tire pressure, and we'll be ready to hit the road. There we go, 115. We gotta be around 110, 120. And then on these wheels right here, we gotta be at least at 110. And we're good here. Gotta check that load securement. Make sure that all the straps are on so that none of the straps are dangling. Check those back tires. These are brand new tires. They're looking good. It's a wet morning out here. It is almost noon. And we're gonna kind of do like a half a day on the road today. Just from noon till 6. Gonna get to Tennessee, unload, and then go load up in Springhill, Tennessee, and then park for the night. All the tire pressure checked out. Let's get in this truck and let's get on after it. Our pre-trip is complete. We got a full logbook. Let's get after it. Alrighty guys, we are on site. We're about to drop these 9 cars off here at the Mount Juliet Mannheim auction. It's actually pretty nice outside. It's 55 degrees. So let's get these cars off of here. We gotta finish quick. We gotta get them off quick. And then we gotta head to Springhill, Tennessee. We're gonna be loading up 9 cars there. So let's get them off. So I just got all of them unstrapped. We got them all undone. I'm just gonna pick up this back part, take that red Explorer off, and then I'm gonna set the camera on it to do a little time lapse. Alrighty, and we're done unloading those 9 cars. Usually at this point, I would be done unloading, and we're not allowed to let a puller pull our cars in, so now we gotta spend more time pulling these cars in. But today's Sunday, there's hardly any trucks here. I should be the only one in line to pull cars in. This Mannheim auction keeps surprising me. When you think you're gonna be the only one here and it's gonna be quicker, you're wrong. You're the only one here and it takes longer because they can't figure out their computer system. I told them it's for Ford Motor Credit and it's saying that the car is under Sullivan Auto Group. So a little bit of technical difficulties, but I gotta wait for them. I can't just drive in. And this is my first car. I got 8 more. Let's see how long this takes us. Oh. I'm still here. I'm still here. Did they forget about me? Finally, after 20 minutes of sitting in the line to get in, he was having all kind of technical difficulties, but I think the difficulties were within himself, not within the system. So we finally parked the car, and now, thanks to Mannheim, I have to run another mile to get back to my other cars, and I gotta do that 9 times today. So that was my first one. I got 8 more to go, and this is why I stay fit, because Mannheim makes me run. If only Mannheim allowed us to keep using that puller that used to pull our cars in, I would have been gone 30-40 minutes ago. All I can say is, wish me luck. Let's get the rest of them in. Phew. And we're done. Guys, it took forever. It is nighttime outside. Just hit 5:30 p.m. So let's see the summary of how long we were here. I got here, it took me about 28 minutes to unload all the cars. I worked quick, I got them off quick. We've been here for 2 hours and 25 minutes. So that means I was pulling in 9 cars for 2 hours. Yeah, I could have saved those 2 hours if we had a puller here in Mannheim. We used to, but Mannheim doesn't allow her to pull cars in anymore, or anybody else. So yeah, 2.5 hours to unload and pull in 9 cars. We're gonna keep going. Tonight I still gotta load up Cadillac and GMs out of the GM plant in Spring Hill, Tennessee. I'm about to head out there. Before I get there, I'm gonna stop and grab some food because I'm hungry. So let's get going. I'll catch you guys later. So we're here at the GM lot. We're gonna be picking up 8 cars from here. These cars are gonna be going to Fenton, Michigan. They go to a yard over there, and then Canada guys come over the border, pick them up, and take them to Canada. All the border restrictions, and you need to be vaccinated across the border, back and forth. That's why it works this way. So we bring them up to Michigan. Canada guys come over, grab them from Michigan, and take them over to Canada. So I'm here in Spring Hill, GM plant. I'm about to grab 8 cars here. I printed out the paperwork, what I need for this load, and this is kind of what I do with every single load. I print out the paperwork, I number it 1 through 8 or 1 through 9, and then basically writing what position I'm gonna put that car on. And then I go off of this paperwork while I'm loading. I look at it and I know which car to go get next, because loading cars is kind of like a puzzle. Each car is different size, different shape. You gotta put it on each position, and each position has a comfortable spot for this car. So this is the paperwork here. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing, but we have all the VIN numbers and the cars. And on the side here, on the left side right here, I write 1 through 9. So this car is going in the first position, this is on the second, this is on the 6th, which is behind sleeper at the bottom, and so on. So yeah, this is how it kind of works right here. I load them up in this numerical order here, and it is nighttime already. It kind of got chilly. It's 50 degrees, so I gotta dress up warmer. And let's get out there and grab these 8 cars. This location is pretty scattered out. We got a lot here, there's a lot over there, a lot across the road over there, but most of my cars are in this section here. And this is XYZ, I think W as well. And then all around the border it goes HT1. So yeah, this is where most of my cars are. I do have to cross the railroad over there and grab a couple cars from there. But yeah, this is where we're gonna load. Here's the truck. We got our lights turned on. We're gonna grab our flashlight as well, because I gotta do good inspections on all the vehicles. Let's set this trailer up and get them on there. All right, so we got our trailer set up. We connected our bridge from our trailer to our truck. We're gonna be putting the first car on the #1 position backwards. This is our first car that's going on the nose of the truck. It's a black color. And black cars are hard to inspect because black cars, everything looks like a damage on it. So you gotta walk through, look at every little spot. That's just like a little mark. It's not a damage. And you have to walk through and do that around the whole car. We're just 2 panels in on this black car, and I already found a scuff. This mark right here, it's not coming out. I gotta mark that as a damage. All right, so this car has a damage on the driver door. I marked it. Usually they would have us replace the car, but it's a Sunday and it's after hours, so the best I can do is just mark the damage so that I'm not responsible for it. But yeah, black cars are the hardest to inspect. When it comes to white cars, you can see the difference. If there was a scuff here, you wouldn't even notice it compared to a black car, and when it's nighttime. So yeah, I'm gonna do this with all 8 cars, and I'm gonna load them all up on the truck. All right, so as I'm walking to my next car, it is nighttime. I'm not gonna go over how to load the vehicles in depth. I'm gonna just go over the basics, kind of just skim through it, jump through it, because there's not much that you're gonna learn when it's this dark outside and it's raining out here. I'm just gonna load them up and show you guys the steps that I take to do the next car. But I'm walking to get my next car, and here are just a couple obstacles that I have to get through. Gotta walk through the grass, then I gotta cross over railroad tracks, and my cars are over there on that side. So yeah, just join along. I'm gonna show you some of the skim through basic steps that I take to load up 8 cars on my truck, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. This is our second car here that I just got. This one has damage as well. We have a scuff right here and a scuff right here. They actually did charge us for stuff like that before, so we have to mark every little scuff, every little damage. It's not GM if it doesn't have a scratch in every single vehicle. So we got 2 vehicles on the truck already. This one is backwards because the lowest point of the car is where the windshield and roof of the car meet. Since it's slanted down, the height is lower. If we were to flip this car around, the trunk would be sticking up over here, and we'd have another foot or foot and a half taller height on the front. So this one always goes backwards. Second position, we're gonna be putting another SUV on the bottom, so we have to leave it on the back of the number 2 position. So as soon as you drive onto the number 2 with your back wheels, you stop. When we do this, this car is going to be slanted down because we're going to have this car backwards in here. Like I said, the windshield and where the roof meets is the lowest point of the car. So the roof is gonna be, the bottom car is gonna be slanted this way, and in this car, we're gonna lower the back down, and then we're gonna make the best height with the windshield and roof over here. So like I said, if we were to flip this vehicle the other way around, that trunk would be way up there since it's a corner. But this way, we're gonna have a height lower, and I'm about to show you with the vehicle that we put under here. And since it's at a slope down, if we were to put this vehicle any further up, the further up you put it, the higher up this part of the roof gets. So the further up you put it, the back raises up because you're putting it higher, higher, higher. So that's why I'm leaving at the really back of the number 2 position. So before the bottom car goes in, I took the bridge down from the 2nd position and lowered it down to the 6th position. And I tightened this car and I tightened this car. The reason why I tightened it first is because if you put a car under here and then lower this, and then you go to tighten that top car, it's really hard to get under here in this position because that's where your tightening section is. You gotta stand in the sleeper and tighten it from underneath. And if you put that car in there, it's gonna be really uncomfortable to do it. So what I do is I tighten this car, I raise this car up. Now my top part of the truck is all tightened. When I put this car in, I'm just gonna have to tighten the bottom, and then I'm good to lower it, and I know that those 2 positions are tightened. Let's go get that 3rd car. All right, so 3rd position car is loaded on. My safe spot when I'm loading this car on is to as soon as I drive over this hook right here, I have this hook in the 1st hole after these 2 holes right here. So in the 3rd hole, as soon as I drive over this hook with the back wheel, I stop, because most cars, it will be pretty close already here. We still got space here, but if I drive back anymore, the bumper is gonna get close to this section right here. And you gotta give room for the car to bounce, because if it bounces and it's too close, it's gonna leave damage on the back bumper. So there we have it. I'm about to strap this car in, and I'll show you once I lower down the 2nd deck. So there you have it, strapped down, pins locked in, lowered down. This car is slanted that way, and we have the best clearance height right here. If we were to put this car any further forward, this roof part would just continue going higher. And same thing if we were to flip it around, the trunk would be sticking up over here. So this gives us the best height. This roof right here on this car, also the lowest point. If you were to put it backwards, that car would just be facing up like that, super high height. So that's how I do the 2nd and 6th position. And one thing you gotta double check all the time is that you have a fist of space all along the roof here, so that when you're driving on bumps, the car jumps, and you got to give it a fist of jumping space. That's how much you usually need. Over here we have more than a fist, so we're good. And now we got everything strapped down on the truck, everything lowered down on the truck. The truck is complete. You don't have to get back to the truck anymore. Now our main focus is all on the trailer. And just like that, we got 2 cars loaded at the top of the trailer. So this car here, you have to make sure you have enough space between these 2 cars when you pick it up. This is good space, and in order for that to happen, you got to stop before this roller. So before this wheel crosses this roller right here, you got to stop. If we were to load 9 cars on this truck today, we would have to put this one up a little bit more, which would make our height a little higher. So this one would have to go up a little more, this one would have to go back, and then we'd be able to fit another car in between these 2 cars right here. But since we're only doing 8 today, this is how we're doing it. I'm leaving this one further up towards the middle of the trailer. That one is further down in the 2nd position, and that allows that height to be better. And this height we never have to worry about when we're loading these type of vehicles, because this height is the lowest part of the trailer, so this isn't to worry about. And the reason why I load it backwards is, again, the roof is the lowest part of the vehicle, and we're gonna have the car slanted this way a little bit, even when there's a car underneath it. So the roof part is gonna be the lowest point. If we were to flip-flop it, the back would be sticking up too high. Then we're coming to the 5th position. I leave this position on forward, and I leave it towards the back of the trailer. I don't leave it hanging off the really end like some people do, but I just leave it back there because this part again is not to worry about. We're gonna have another vehicle underneath here backwards, so the windshield and roof of the bottom vehicle is gonna be right over here somewhere, and the back wheels are able to hang down over the windshield of the bottom car. So it's shaped perfectly like that, like a windshield, and that way we will have best height over there. So this is how I load the 8 cars on the truck. We're about to grab 3 more cars, throw them on the bottom, and you're gonna see what I mean by that car and by that car. So let's get them on. And just like that, we got the last 3 cars loaded on. I'm about to tighten them all, lower down the top, and I'm gonna show you why we put each car in what position. So I got all my pins locked. We have hydraulic system right here, hydraulic system right here, and hydraulic system on the back. So we got 6 pins all around the trailer that we gotta lock. All the cars are strapped down, everything's locked and lowered. And let's begin with why I loaded this car forward. This car I loaded forward so that we get the lowest point on the windshield right here, and this comes down this way. We have more than a fist of space there. And the reason why we put it forward is it allowed us to lower the back wheels of this car down, and we made a better height over there. If this car was flip-flopped the other way around, the back part would be over here, and this part of the trailer would be up higher, which would make this car taller. So right now we're sitting at 13.1 over here, which is amazing. You don't need anything better than that. So it's just an example. If we were to have a bigger vehicle on here, we'd want to load it backwards so that we would have the best height over here. So middle position of the trailer, reason why it's loaded backwards, first of all, is if we lowered it frontwards, the bumper would be too low to the bottom rack over there. The back bumper is always higher, and the reason why it's backwards is, again, windshield slash roof, lowest part of the car. We lowered the back end into the trailer, and it allowed us to lower this part lower, which makes better height on that vehicle and better height on that vehicle. When you lower the middle part of the trailer, those front wheels come down lower and those front wheels come down lower. So that way it makes best height there and there. And if we were to put a vehicle over here, we'd put it backwards. The back wheels would be sitting lower, so the roof would be lower on this side, the windshield would be over here, but we don't have a vehicle there today. Last position, why it's loaded backwards. Again, the way that this trailer works, it comes down over here, and where the back wheels sit, they slant downwards, which if you load the vehicle backwards, the roof, the lowest part of the car, is over here, and that allows you to lower the back wheels a little bit down over the windshield of this bottom car. That makes best height over there, because the higher this back wheel goes up, the higher height you have over here. And that's why it's facing forward, because if it was facing backwards, again, that trunk would be up here, it'd be too tall. And if we were to take this car right here, turn it around, that trunk would be right over here. So then this part would have to be higher up. That means the back wheels would go up a little more, and we'd have higher height there. So this is why it's facing backwards. That is why that one's facing backwards and that one's facing forward. Weight distribution wise, we are perfect. We have a perfect car in the front. It's not too heavy on the steers. We got good weight on the drives. And then we have a lighter trailer, since most of our weight is over here. So that is perfect. That's exactly what you want. We have 13.4 height over here. Our highest height is on the nose. We have 13.6 on the front car, which is amazing. Second car is 13.4, 13.1, and 13.4. Everything turned out perfect except for all the damages on the vehicles. 7 out of the 8 cars that I picked up each had either 1 or 2 damages on it. I do have to report that all in the paperwork, which I'm about to do, and then I hand it to the security guard, and he has a record of that. And I also marked everything in the app. So we are lock and loaded. Let's hit the road, and we're headed up to Michigan. I'm about to put all the damage reports on this paper right here. That is exactly how I load 8 cars on my trailer setup. I wouldn't do it any other way. And I hope you guys understood the concept somewhat of what it's like to load 8 cars, specifically JM type of cars. I hope you guys got a feel of what it's like to load them on this type of trailer setup. I'm about to drive out, find a parking spot for the night. We're done here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope it was educational. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys have a great night or a great day whenever you guys are watching this. Enjoy that wintry weather. God bless you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.